Understanding virtual interviewing and artificial intelligence interviewing. The rise of virtual interviewing. The emergence of virtual interviewing has become prevalent in the talent sourcing industry over the last 5 years. In 2018, larger corporations such as Google, Amazon, Goldman Sachs, the Carlyle Group, and Hilton Hotels started implementing virtual interviewing as a pre-screening tactic to assist in the candidate selection process. By 2019, the trend spread across industries. Virtual interviewing can now be seen not just in corporate business, but also in health, law enforcement, education, and many other talent resourcing initiatives. Types of virtual interviews. HireVue interview. HireVue is part of the artificial intelligence platform. Zoom, of course, and then Google Hangout Meets, Skype to some extent, BlueJeans, which is a partnered platform with Google and Amazon. So companies such as Bank of America, Microsoft, Discovery, CBS Sports, JP Morgan Chase, Capital One, and Marriott are all using the artificial intelligence platform. What are the advantages of AI interviewing for employers? They're computer-generated interviews. They manage the volume of applicants for internships and entry-level positions. Predetermined recorded questions are developed by hiring managers. The use of algorithms to study words, grammar, tone of voice, and facial expressions. Also, the use of personality and behavioral interview-based questions. Virtual interviewing amid a COVID-19 society. Platforms such as Zoom are creating specialized support for universities and corporations. Handshake has made adjustments to their interviewing platforms, allowing students the ability to easily access the links to their interviews. LinkedIn is encouraging job seekers to conduct their interviews via BlueJeans, again, a partnered platform with Google and Amazon. Companies have increased their virtual interviewing recruitment initiatives to almost 100% usage. Preparing students for the artificial intelligence interview platform. Who developed the AI interview platform? HireVue. Students can learn more about this by going to hirevue.com. Understanding the structure of AI interviews. So, how are algorithms used for the interpretation of the interview response? Things like grammar usage, facial expressions, tone of voice. What attributes are employers seeking? They're looking at resiliency, tenaciousness, comfortable working in a group. The importance of direct eye contact during a virtual interview is paramount. These types of interviews will last anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, so students should be aware of time constraints. Understanding personality traits and behavioral interview questions. Understanding AI personality traits. The big 5 personality traits are embedded as part of the AI interview process. So number 1 is openness. It's the acceptance of or receptiveness to change or new ideas, processes, and environments. Number 2, conscientiousness. It's the tendency to be organized and attentive to detail, rigorous, reliable, and prefer a planned rather than spontaneous behavior. Number 3, extroversion. The tendency to seek interactions with others and attain, quote unquote, the best state when in groups rather than alone. Number 4, agreeableness. The ability to create bonds with others quickly and resolve conflicts. It can sometimes be referred to as quote unquote, people skills. And lastly, number 5, neuroticism, the tendency to be prone to stress in day-to-day activities and high-pressured situations. Understanding behavioral interviewing. According to the Society for Human Resources Management, known as SHRM, quote, behavioral interview questions should provide a verifiable, concrete evidence as to how a candidate has dealt with issues in the past, unquote. So consider these behavioral interview questions as examples. Quote, tell me about a time when you worked with a difficult person during an internship or a group project, unquote. How did you handle this situation and what did you learn from the experience? Here's another example. Quote, tell me about a time when you were under a lot of pressure. What was going on and how did you get through it, unquote. Behavioral interviewing has a structure that's part of this experience, and it's known as the STAR method. So the STAR method is defined as follows. Number 1 is situation. Set the scene and give the necessary details of your example to an interview question. Number 2, task. Describe what your responsibility was in that situation, what you were responsible for, not other people. Number 3, the action. Explain exactly what steps you took to address it. And again, not what other people did, but what did you do? And number 4, results. So you share what outcomes your actions received. So basically, what did you learn from that experience? So what are the best practices and resources that you as a student can learn? Number 1 is to look at interview stream. This can be found at success.catholic.edu. Interview stream allows you to practice virtual interviewing with a digital recruiter. It's an extremely useful resource. Number 2, mock interviews allows you, the student, to practice interviewing with an ACA. So it's live. And so the mock interview allows you to see and hear what has been videotaped. And it can be an excellent resource for practicing and preparing for an upcoming interview. Students can use a laptop camera for practice as well. But the idea of practicing is just critical when it comes to preparing for a job interview. Understanding how you sound, how you look, and the substance and the structure of your responses is what is critical here. The use of MBTI for understanding personality preferences in preparation for virtual interviews. Consider taking the MBTI personality assessment through the Center for Academic and Career Success. You may contact your advisor for further information at success.cua.edu.